Hello everyone, welcome to the Whistling Hermits One Card Spread series. Note that this video is divided into three parts. A short introduction, which we are doing right now. Part 1, which is a descriptive study of the card for the day. And Part 2, which is a reading from the Handbook of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. If you want to navigate directly to any of the three parts mentioned, just click on their respective links at the timestamp provided in the description of this video. This video series is primarily intended for learning how to read the tarot. However, you can also use this as a card reading for the day. This is a timeless reading, so if you are watching this now, its message might be for you. In this series, we will be using the Giant Rider Waite Tarot deck. We will also be using the Handbook of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. The first part of the video will be a descriptive study of a specific card in the tarot. We will describe what we see and the insights and feelings we gather from what we see. Now, the first part is characterized by spontaneity. We allow the cards to speak to us regardless of the generally accepted meaning of the card. By doing this, we hope to increase our intuitive capacity for reading the tarot cards. In the second part, we will be reading the description of the card taken from the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite by AGM Urania. If you intend to use this as a timeless reading, you can randomly choose any card in the series that resonates with you. An alternative approach is to shuffle a Rider Waite Tarot deck and pick a card randomly. You can then choose the card in the video series that corresponds to the card you picked. Note that this series is a work in progress and it might take some time for the 78 cards to be completely read. So, without any further delay, let us proceed to the card for the day. Welcome to part 1 of our one card spread series, and our card for today is the King of Wands. Okay, I would like to relate the King of Wands to earlier cards of the same suit. When you look at the number 2 of the Two of Wands, you see here maybe like a duke or an earl, a leader of a big place, and it's well developed, and it seems that he's thinking of going on a journey. He's well dressed for a journey, and what follows is the Three of Wands, wherein if it is the same person, then he has already started the new venture. He looks a little more rugged compared to this one, no? But if it is him here, he has already 3 wands instead of just 2. So it seems that he's more rugged now because he's making a new beginning. And somehow the new beginning, if we will relate it here, it has turned into a kingdom. And it is the one that he has now is much more than what he had in the start, no? And so this is a person who really works with fire, a person with passion, and the wand usually symbolizes passion, fire. You look at the crown and you see there are flames here on the crown, which symbolizes fire, no? But one thing that is very interesting for me is this one, the lizard. It can be a salamander, or it belongs to the family of the lizard, no? And this lizard, I think, has a big symbolism here. The lizard is a survivor. I mean, if it finds itself in a thick spot, no, it is willing to lose his tail with the knowledge that even if he loses that tail will grow again. So it's the same of a person, no? I think the spirit of this person, if you relate them together, he is a person who has the ability to let go of things. Like, for example, he let go of his kingdom in order to start a new venture. And he started again from scratch, no? started with almost nothing again, because he set out to a new adventure. He went to a new place and he started beginning things. But he was able to regain what he had lost in the past. But he regained it much more than before. In fact, it was much better. So when you look at it, we can relate this card to a person who is not afraid to let go of the things he already has, knowing that there is something much more coming. So sometimes it's like that. We take gambles in life, wherein sometimes we have to let go of something that is already very comfortable, something that we are already used to, with this foresight that there's something much more that will come to it. So it has the character of the lizard. The lizard sometimes let go of its tail, knowing that it will protect him, allow the other people to let him go, and he will be able to survive the situation, knowing that he will recover it, and he will recover it much more. So if you are reading this card, it could be that you are at the state right now where you are being challenged by something that your life is not as much as you would want it to be, and maybe there is an invitation for you to let it go with the faith and the knowledge that if you let it go, something much better will replace it. Maybe this is what is being invited, the invitation that you are facing right now. The important key there is this passion. You shouldn't lose this passion, this vision that you have. Sometimes you have to let go of things in order to realize the vision, that the inspiration that you have. With this vision, without losing the sight of the vision, like this, when you look at the king, he is always inward looking, contemplating things, trying to improve things. How can I improve my situation even more? If you have that ability, another ability of the lizard also is shape-shifting in a certain sense. A lizard adapts to the environment. If the environment is predominantly colored green, sooner or later the lizard adapts its skin that it looks greener. The skin becomes greener. In fact, they adapt in such a way that if they don't move in the environment, you won't be able to see the lizard, because they have adapted their skin to the environment. And somehow it's like that also with this person. He is able to adapt to the situation. From a very comfortable life, he's able to adapt to a rugged situation. And because he's able to adapt to the rugged situation, he's able to improve the situation until it became here. So these are the beautiful qualities of this king. He is also able to adapt to his environment. He is able to adjust himself to what the situation demands of him. So he is a flexible person. So he's a person with vision, a visionary, a person who is able to adapt to his environment, and a person who has passion, who has fire, who is willing to work hard in order to realize the inspiration or the dream that he has. And so if this is an aspect of your person, you need to work on it even more, to nurture it. Don't let it disappear. And if you are in a situation right now where you are encountering things and you are being inspired to change the situation, or if you are already in a comfortable situation but there is an inspiration that you are called to accomplish, the challenge of the card is, are you willing to let go of it, knowing that what awaits you is much better? So I hope this reading of the card resonates with you. And for those who are learning how to read the tarot, I know if you would study this more, you will get more things here. I did not discuss the other parts here. There are a lot of things that you can study closely and allow the card to speak to you. So hopefully this has been a fruitful moment. Let us now go to part 2. Welcome to part 2 of our one card spread series. Our card for today is the King of Wands. We will now read from the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. Kings signify responsibility, authority, and as we have seen with several Wands cards, the fire element likes adventure, even struggle. This king looks uncomfortable on his throne, leaning forward as if he would like to get up and ride off like the knight. Dressed largely in red with a gold crown shaped like flames, he loves his element except for being bound to his throne. And yet, despite the contradictions, he also appears as a true leader, confident and charismatic. This might be called the Wands paradox. They don't really want leadership roles. They're just good at it. The many salamanders that adorn the outside of his cloak have their tails in their mouth. Compare the page and the knight. This symbolizes completion, the closed circle of accomplishment. While others may admire this, he himself might want the circles to open up. Divinatory meanings: confidence, leadership, the admiration of others, accepting responsibility or a position of authority while secretly yearning for freedom. Warning, advice: movement away from responsibility, harshness, possibly resentment at other people's expectations. Action: accept responsibility even if you would rather be on your own. Well, that finishes part 2 of our one card spread series on the King of Wands. Until next time, have a great day.